In our Christian walk, we should always learn to be thankful. The Almighty has shown tremendous love that ought not to be overlooked. We cannot afford to be ingrates because if not for Him, most of us wouldn't be alive today to enjoy many blessings we've encountered. My good Father has saved my life and I'm forever grateful to Him. I nearly died, and in fact, it sometimes feels as though I actually did and was resurrected. I experienced a brutal ailment that I personally can't comprehend, and most people around me thought I wasn't going to make it, but God showed up. In the year 2017, I was paralyzed with typhoid perforation. That is a perforation of the intestines, and as a result, had to defer the semester in the university. I was then in my first year, second semester. This caused a severe tummy ache that kept me yelling from time to time. It was very unbearable at a point, so I took some medications, yet still, it persisted. Various tests were also run on me at the hospital, but nothing was diagnosed. One dawn, I had a strange waist pain which couldn't keep me straight on my feet, and to make it to the washroom, I had to be supported to walk only to collapse at the entrance. Moments later, I regained consciousness and began running with bloody stools. I was quickly rushed to the hospital and had an x-ray which proved it was an intestinal problem. So a doctor was called for an emergency surgery. The doctor arrived and examining me said it was not an intestinal problem. My tummy ached for days and I kept running with bloody stools such that anyone who visited me witnessed my shirt soaked with blood. So later I had pampers on because I kept staining my shorts. I was then taken to the theater room for operation to ascertain exactly what was wrong. Being my very first surgery, I was quite tensioned and so offered a word of prayer. Not long after, I was chloroformed. According to the doctor and my mom, they saw many perforations in my intestines upon going under the knife. And again, according to the doctor, some of my organs were even disorganized. The doctor claimed there was more to it of which we were never informed. He told my mom I was a lucky boy because I should have died. After I regained consciousness, they were completely done with the surgery. An NG tube was in my nose and a catheter was in my genital, which felt so uncomfortable, especially the NG tube. Sadly, it was imperative not to eat or drink water for subsequent days. I was so hungry and very thirsty, yet my cries for these basic life necessities were ignored. I kept demanding till one doctor finally gave me a sip of water. Within those days of no food and water, I fell into deep sleep for days such that I couldn't open my eyes whenever I tried to. I was given eye drop and all but still could not open my eyes. Mom slapped me to wake me up, but still I couldn't open my eyes. I had all my senses working except my vision. I had dreams in which I was being attacked and I would shout the name of Jesus and pray keenly in my sleep. Days after, I regained vision and I could eat and drink. Unfortunately, at a point, my stool started running out from my tummy, the site of the operation. This called for another or a second surgery during which my intestines were washed thoroughly and some cut off. In addition, it was discovered I had appendicitis and my appendix was severed. I lost so much blood and much had to be bought. It really costed a lot. I grew lean drastically after the second surgery. I had lost so much energy because in that same time, I didn't eat and drink for days. I was on infusion and so much drugs that were expensive such that we were running bankrupt. The miraculous thing that happened was that my disease dad's net pension pay had to be paid to us. As of the time, we weren't even aware it was out until my mom was going for my drugs and met someone who prompted her. So expenses became much easier to cater for. If not for it, we wouldn't have even been able to cover up for the numerous drugs, pampers, food recommendations from nutritionists to regain my weight and more. God showed His everlasting mercies and favor. I was so weak as of then such that I couldn't walk. Literally, I became like a skeleton. I was confined to my bed and the long hours resulted in bed sores. My uncles, mom and sis could easily carry me like a baby because I had become so feather-light that a pillow outweighed me. Also, running was so frequent that I only got weaker and weaker. I kept on, but gradually I began eating well and started regaining my weight. I felt happier and more comfortable than ever, though I still couldn't do absolutely anything without support. I spent more days at the hospital, and in the last days of my stay, the operated portion of my abdomen was stitched thoroughly. Only few days after I was discharged, I still couldn't do anything yet at this point. At home, I ate well. My family, loved ones and friends felt much more happier and breathed a sigh of relief. I was always in bed though, but as time passed, I grew stronger and could walk. Things started getting better to the normal again. Only God could have done this, oh. Only God could have done this. It's an epic testimony I never wish to be mute on because He saved me from death. I am sincerely grateful to the Lord because I will obviously have been a dead man by now. I give Him all the praise, glory and adoration. I still emphasize that I'm forever grateful. And God bless all those who had my back in prayers and with words of encouragement and any support. I mean, Shramawati.